So if someone were to come and ask you, getting onto what we want to talk about, as a life coach, that they want more happiness in their life, how would you help them reach that?
So that's a great question. Let's begin by defining what happiness is. Happiness is the state of finding pleasure and contentment in life, or joy. So with that said, is happiness attainable? Because a lot of clients can say all I want to do or all I want to be is happy. But if we are realistic, happiness, it's a state that is not attainable 24/7. So everybody's happiness is different.
Making that clear.
And this is my question to you girls. What do you define as happy or happiness for yourselves? That's the first question. And if you don't mind just sharing a little bit.
So, I mean, I would assume first finding happiness like within yourself, before you can actually decide, or I guess not necessarily decide, but feel happiness amongst like others. So maybe, I don't know, like
So
family.
I'll ask you this. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is being home and just making sure that we have what we need, where we can, if the kids want to go and eat something, I can get up and go do it. Just being content, I don't have to be rich, and luckily not poor, and just, being able to provide for the family without.
To comfort?
Yeah, I guess comfort more than anything is what brings me happiness.
Okay. What about you?
Well, actually, to me, happiness is just being able to live life, to be able to make my own decisions, to feel that I am in control of my own life. So that I would be happy.
So just living life under your control. Okay, would you say comfort as well?
Comfort and having a little bit of being able to not have any fear of, if I want something, I can go and get it. How she said, having that ability that if the family needs something, I can provide.
To being reliable. Okay. For me, when I was younger, for me, happiness was having a good time and feeling good, not having worries. Now that I'm older, happiness for me is being healthy, especially mentally, and being able to, like, in a way, piggybacking on what you said, being able to do things on my own. Because life has shaken me a little bit ever since I got sick with the diabetes. Things have shifted. And even just being normal and being healthy and thinking on my own and doing things on my own, it's like, whoa, I took my health for granted. So if you're listening to this, please take care of yourselves. It is imperative that you do, because without health, there's nothing else. You can have all the wealth that you want, but if you're not healthy, it's not going to happen. And happiness is just finding your own personal balance that works for you to keep moving forward to the next level. And we hate to tell you this, happiness is not reached 24/7. There needs to be sadness before happiness also comes. So embrace those moments of sadness or being angry or being depressed, because those will propel you to happiness or another state of well-being. And that's that for the happiness. Happiness, it's an own definition, and it can mean many things for a lot of people, but find your state of happiness, and it will shift through your facets of life. So also be mindful of that.
And that's good that you bring that sadness, because in other words, even in flavor, how can you know sweetness without knowing sour? How can you know sour without knowing sweet, right? So in life, you have to have a little bit of everything to be able to know this is happiness. So you do have to have those moments through life where, we've all had it, either a family, a relative, or even a pet has passed away. but then you remember the happy moments.
That's so funny you say that. So I'm sure you guys have seen that movie Inside Out.
My
Which I
favorite.
think it's so interesting how it works, because it's like you're experiencing, sadness, but then here comes happiness to remind you, hey, yes, your puppy died, you're sad now, but let's remember the joyful stuff, right? Like, if you guys really pay attention to that movie, and if you guys have not seen it, I think it just really describes clearly like every emotion and how it works. It's interesting.
So talking about that movie, sorry to be that I
No,
cut you-
yeah,
cut
that's
you-
fine.
cut in. Who are you from that movie?
Girl, all of personality, all of them.
Which one takes over the most that you can be like, oh yeah, that's me?
Girl, I'm not kidding. Probably all of them, because something can trigger me and I'm like pissed off, and then happiness will be here like, girl, calm down. And then, I'll like, be maybe doing a facial, and then I'll remember certain things. I'm like, oh my God, like I'll get sad, I'm in the moment. And then it's like, yeah, I'm going to say all of them.
Okay,
Literally.
all of them. You?
I have not seen the movie yet. So
No, you have got to see it, girl. So, like, because I think that's a perfect, if you need to see it.
So for you, I would think joy will take over.
Oh,
'cause
joy,
you're
I kept
always
saying
happy.
happiness. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. And for me, definitely sadness. I'm like,
Stop! No way!
definitely sadness. I'm the type of person like, I'm ready and carry me by the foot. I'm like, for sure.
No way!
Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. For me, sadness would be the one, because for me, in order to recharge, I need to be in solitude. I can be with people, I can talk, I can do the thing, but I need to recharge back in solitude. Just that. But it's that. And I have like spigots of the other ones, but I think for me, sadness is it's the one too.
Oh, girl, I think I go through all of them in like a short period of time.
Yes, I mean it's I guess because I'm more of a spontaneous kind of person, I would be either extremes, like either very angry or very happy. But sad, it's very rare that I'll be sad, and when I'm sad, it's like I'm very sad. Like I'll be like, I'm in the shower, just leave me here.
That's interesting.
So I have yet to be like I could be neutral, right? But I'm yet to be like a very, very neutral person. Either I'm very extreme. If I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I think also when it comes to like happiness, for me at least, different things, can cause me to like be happy all around. Like, coming here to work, I love what I do. And now being able to have like control of like my schedule and the clientele and what I can actually do to perform for the clients makes me happy. Like, I actually look forward to coming into work. Or, being at home and making sure that the kids like what I cook to eat, and just little things like that, I think.
No, coming from that aspect that you were in corporate and now being your own boss, has that made you feel more happy and more fulfilled?
Yes, especially fulfilled. It's been a struggle, like getting to where I'm at, making sure, especially with social media, you guys, like I had to really teach myself how to edit certain videos and just, it's crazy. It's a crazy lengthy thing to do, but as long as you, continue and move forward with things and just continue to teach yourself, I think it helps.
So let me ask you this, B, going back to the imposter syndrome, has that happened to you where you're at right now as your own boss? And it's like, oh my God, am I really like an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Is that so? And not sometimes like doubting it, like.
And so that's funny you say that. There's times where I'm like, I'll procrastinate and will lay down, and especially when the kids are in school, like I find it so freaking dreadful because I won't get out of bed if I don't have a client. And then it's like, girl, my mind will like kick in and it's like, girl, what are you doing laying here? Go and post on social media, get up and do something. But yeah, it does a lot. It's like, no, you don't do that, girl. Lay back down, Yeah, a lot.
So guys, if you're trying to do your own business, you have to take action. And it's not just taking action one day, it's actually taking continuous action. That's what's going to take you to success. So just remember that you're going to battle your old self and the new self. So listen to your new self. It's trying to push you forward. And remember, continuous action is going to give you the results.
Don't give up.
Indeed.
And let me ask both of you a question. in your entrepreneur person, what is like the one thing that you remember made you the happiest?
Right now, as a business owner, like as an entrepreneur, girl,
That you can be like, oh my God, I remember that day was the happiest moment in my new entrepreneur person.
I think the day I got my keys to my room,
How
my
did
studio.
you feel?
Honestly, probably overwhelmed. Like I've never thought that I would be able to first afford, to come in here and afford the rent or even just my back bar for skincare and stuff like that. So, or even the idea that clients would actually be built up for me, and trust me with their skin. So all of that, just that one day I was like, holy cow, this is it, No going back now, girl, that's it. It's just moving forward. Because I hate when people see me like as like oh, she failed, like, no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it,
And she has state-of-the-art equipment, guys. Like, you really have to see it. There's some videos on YouTube already where we have like the background of her office. It's amazing. You just gotta come or gotta see it.
Oh, thank you.
And you?
For me, guys, remember, sad rules me, right? So for me, the best thing of
Which
my
I don't
life,
believe you. I don't see it, girl. I don't. Okay.
for me, it was doing live coaching from home, virtually, where I can control my environment. Like I said,
And your background
I do,
nowadays.
right? It's like I control who comes in, who goes out. I don't have to deal with external third parties. It's just me and whatever I have to do. That's been life-changing for me. And not the fact that I actually have become a life coach. I mean, for over a decade, I've been wanting to do that. So that was very satisfying for me, being in the self-help arena. And not only that, now launching virtually worldwide has really made my dream come true.
Do you have clients outside of El Paso?
I do. I have clients in LA, London, and
No
right
way.
now in Austin and San Antonio. And I know that's just about to grow. So I'm very happy about that.
Congratulations. I didn't know that. Yay.
Yes, indeed.
And so what would be, say for instance, now that you experience that happiness, both of you, what would be the next that you would say, oh my God, if I reach this level, oof, like that would be like fireworks in my life.
You can go first.
I would probably say how you always kind of implemented my mind, like, Bianca, you gotta hit that point where you're not the one physically working. You have your people working for you. But it's just hard. It's actually really hard for me to think like that, because actually working for someone made me realize like you can't trust a lot of people. And it's scary, guys, when you do have your own, business and eventually want to hire people. You just, it's interesting the things that you see as an employee for someone. It's very interesting.
Right.
So I'm like, who can I trust?
And being on the other side, not as the side as being an employee, but actually being the one hiring, you get to
Yes, that too, girl. Yes.
Yes, so that's
Yeah.
super interesting. For me, what would be fireworks? So guys, this is a sneak peek, okay? And I hate to talk before it happens, but since the question arose, it's doing the live coaching in an actual location where there's a lot of land going on, and it's going to be there's going to be a barn dominium, there's going to be quads, there's going to be nature, where we take elite clients to get life coach. And God willing, this will happen in Oklahoma, and actually it's near. I cannot say it's 5 years from now. It's going to be even sooner than that. So I cannot wait to do that, to travel to this location that right now it's
like fun.
Drum roll is in the works, and hopefully you can be part of that, and we can take you and coach you and have elite coaching over there. So that's what I see next as fireworks, and I cannot wait. There is a conference that is happening in September. It's going to be in Dallas, so I cannot wait to launch that as well, and hopefully some of you can make it. So that's where I see the fireworks. But at this point, I would have to say enough right now of the two B's, and let's talk about you.
Yeah. I was literally, I'm like, talk to me about you,
Let's
son.
talk about you and your goals and being the manifestation coach, and how does that feel?
Well, sometimes it feels unreal, in the fact that, like I guess that would be my imposter syndrome, where I wake up and I'm like, is this for real? Like, son, are you really this person? And it's being living it for a long time. I always would fantasize with like play pretend, and I guess I still feel like I'm playing pretend, even though it's real. But I still feel like, oh my God, I'm actually talking to a client, and the client is actually paying me to do this, right? And it's having that realization that no, it is for real. It's reality. So that's where my big thing is, and I guess where sometimes I do slap myself and say, this is yours. It's almost like living that fantasy, well, that dream, but that is not
Reality.
real. But then you're like, am I still dreaming? Or is this?
What I really took into consideration from the last event that we had here was your vomit journal advice. I didn't necessarily write on a vomit journal, but I recently was upset at someone, and I was going to send out a message, but I took the opportunity to just kind of vomit everything I needed to say, and then I deleted it. And it made me feel so freaking good.
Yeah, so that's one of my biggest
Even better because I didn't hurt their feelings.
That's true.
Not only that, but keep in mind that you're going to hurt the person's feelings, but at the end, who's going to hurt more is you, because you're like, oh my God. And not only that, because now that, it's almost like how they say, now the ball is in that person's corner. So now they have like something against you, right? And so it's giving that torch to the people, and you never want to give your torch to nobody. So what better to have somewhere where it's yours and yours alone. So if anybody wants to do that, I've always told everybody to have a vomit journal. And the vomit journal is where if you had a fight with your kids, if you had an argument with your significant other, whoever, you go and write those words that nobody will ever read, nobody will ever get except you. So you have to also
So let
be
me say,
careful.
guys, if I do come up with this vomit journal, y'all gotta promise that if I ever pass away, y'all toss that in a fire or something, because I could be deadly when it comes to my words sometimes.
No, and I believe that we all could be deadly. There is a person in my life that, dear God, in that journal, I probably have already destroyed that person and be like, but at least once I'm in front of that person, I can be more in
Cordial.
control.
Yeah, there you go. More in control.
More in control of my emotions, and be able to face this person, because this person is a big part of my life. But unfortunately, this person hurts me all the time, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not a person where, it was the clerk at the gas station, and I can just go to another gas station. It doesn't really matter.
I think that's what's hard.
The thing is that this person is in your life, and no matter what, there's some people you can never divorce. I'm so sorry. You can, no matter how big, how hard you try, you are not going to divorce certain people in your life, and that person will always be part of your life. And
so what were to happen if you were to get up and move out of El Paso? Would you think that person would still somehow, obviously on the phone, yeah, but would it be easier for you to talk to them on the phone?
No.
Far away? Really?
I will talk to this person on the phone, however, if needed, if very needed. But when it even
So you keep your distance probably, or
I
try to?
keep to my I run away from this person. I avoid this person like the plague, because when I'm in front of that person, it's just like, it's like my kryptonite. That person is my kryptonite, and
Trigger something.
and can destroy
Well,
me.
that's actually very interesting though. It's cool because, with the whole manifestation stuff, like you can teach, you experiencing these things, like you can teach people how to write certain things or where to even begin, But going back to like your new business and entrepreneurship, vibing with sun or vibing sun.
Vibing sun.
Why did you choose that?
Because I always feel, and I have always felt that I have that vibe where if I can never, I've never been able to fake something. If I just cannot be around a person or vibe with that person, I just try to avoid that person because there's something within them that I just cannot, not being me myself, you know. But it's very rare that that has happened. But I mean, we all have that person where when we meet them, it's just like, oh my God, it's like positive and positive or negative and negative. It just doesn't go, you know. And so I thought, you know what? I'm always vibing with everybody. So vibing sun, and my name is Sun. So I thought that's a perfect name.
I love your name, actually. I think it's very, very interesting.
Indeed. Really quick before we jump to the next topic, what is your fireworks when it comes to your career, wherever you're heading?
Oh, my career? My fireworks would be to see vibing sun actually vibing and booming.
How?
Having the clientele that I would like to have, being able to call my own shots, and not only that, but traveling. I love traveling. I love the city that we live in, but I feel that I was born in the wrong city. I think I should have been born like near water,
Okay.
near ocean, or at least a lake, something.
Yeah,
You
not
know,
El Paso.
Not El Paso.
Rio Grande.
But I love El Paso, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful city. People are beautiful here.
It's
Very
growing.
heartwarming, very close-knit. But I feel I personally need water. I love water. I love the sound of water, how it...
I do too. I find myself picking that kind of music when I'm doing like facials and stuff.
Yes, it's very
And
soothing and
To add to
relaxing.
those two topics, guys, did you know living by water will make you be able to deal with other people better because of the relaxing state? So if you don't live near water, but you can take trips here and there to a place where there's a body of water, do it, because that's going to allow you to be able to get along better with other people.
What are some places here in El Paso that are close, obviously not in El Paso, but close to El Paso? Actually, speaking of, I recently saw some people vibing down the Rio Grande in their little donuts and their little cooler, just going literally down the Rio Grande.
Yes, that's Big Ben. Big Ben in New Mexico.
No, girl, that was literally here. Like they were going down our Rio Grande.
Okay, guys, I have to admit something right now that
I
I'm
love
saying
that.
this, and
And I
this
wanna
is
do
like, I can't believe that. But anyways, like I remember when I was small, my parents would get like, they would have parties underneath the bridge right there by under the Rio Grande by Executive.
Oh my God, I remember
So-
those days.
And then we would dip into the Rio Grande. I thought that was the scariest thing ever because I can feel the sand, and then it was mushy, and it's like, ew. No, it's like,
I do remember passing by there and always seeing a bunch of people getting in the water. But I recently I've been seeing a lot of people going down the Rio Grande and just enjoying life. But besides our little Rio Grande that fills up once a year, I know there's what is it called? The Riverbend Hot Springs at TRC,
TRC.
which personally I'd suggest more during like maybe early spring into like fall winter, because in the summertime you're gonna cook. You're gonna cook up in
drop
there.
some weight.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot.
But it's very soothing actually to go there. I love
And Las Palomas, that's also in TRC. Las Palomas is a little bit more spiritual. It's just around the corner from Riverbend. But that place it's also amazing. It's really cool.
Have you ladies been to I think this is how you pronounce this, Balmorea Park or Balmorea or Balmorea?
No, but
I'm
we've
going
been wanting
tomorrow.
To go. Oh my god.
Yes! I've never camped in my life, besides my backyard when I was a little girl, but we're supposed to be camping, so wish me
Oh my
luck.
God. So camping, that's another thing, guys. For me, camping is having a full-blown RV with your plasma TV and all the works. That's camping for me.
Nope.
So I've been
I'm staying in a
trying
tent, girl,
to do-
thanks.
That's why she wants to go camping in tent and with fight with
yes,
the, what's it?
just have a good sleeping bag because you'll feel the rocks, you'll feel everything.
No manches, girl. It's our
Yes,
first
right.
time, so wish me luck because I don't even know what
Oh,
the heck we're
it's-
packing.
It's nice. You'll love it. I used to go camping
You'll
to
get
Bonito
connected
Lake all
with
the
nature.
time.
Well, for me, that's what camping is. So, but I'm open. I'm open to go camping like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are some water. So going back to our subject, those are some water areas that we have here close nearby to El Paso that we can kind of just vibe and maybe help us put up with certain people in our life.
Indeed, indeed. Now I have a question for you, Lee. What does Skin Essentials mean to you, and what does your logo represent?
So Skin Essentials really means just everything that has to do with the skin. All the essentials of it, the knowledge that I give you guys. My logo itself, if you guys have not noticed, it does have a lily on there, and the definition to that flower or lily is just like reincarnation, like reliving. And I feel like I have a lot of people that come in with certain things going on in life, and when they're done with the facial, you could just really tell they feel refreshed, they feel new.
I love that. I love that.
Or people that come in with acne, they get up and so many sessions later, they're just a whole new person.
And it's true, a lot of the times you go to, say, for instance, a facial or so many things, and I feel like I have left things on that table. I'm so sorry.
No.
Where I'm like, I came in and I was like, either I had a rough day or I had a rough week, and you've given me that facial, that pampering.
I think our last session was pretty
That's
freaking
what I was
deep,
thinking.
bro.
And
I think I saw
giving me-
you meditating. Your breathing was just like bouncing off to me, and it was like I really enjoyed that session last time.
It was.
So
intense.
yeah, so I know I have left things on tables, and I'm so sorry, but it's sometimes very needed because the nurturing that you give, when you're giving the facial, it permeates through the person, once they leave, and you can see it like, oh my God, she got renewed. Or
So you believe in energy when it comes? So yeah, with the whole yes, they feel renewed and all that. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump to a different subject, but I know a lot of people don't believe in like the whole energy and stuff like that, but I think you're right. You're so right when it comes to that. Like you can tell when someone comes in and they're stressed out, or you know what I mean?
But how can you not believe in energy? Because if, say, for instance, if I'm at work, just work, and people are
Shout out
dumping
to
all
Rihanna.
at work. So if people are dumping all this stuff, there has to be an outlet for me. And let's say, for instance, sometimes I'll reach out to you gals and be like, hey, let's go and eat. And I don't have to tell you what I
love
went
doing that with you
through.
guys.
But just the energy that you guys give me recharges me and allows me to face the next week task,
Can I add something? Because I'll forget if I don't.
Oh, sadness.
No, Dory, get it right. So that's super, super important and crucial, guys. Being around people that are in your element and that are going to help you propel. Sometimes we get with people that are toxic and we don't even know they're toxic. So being around people, and I was going to tell you girls this time we were going to meet, have your tribe. You want your tribe of 5 people, and this is the difference. You have your family, you have your tribe. Your family you cannot get rid of. You have to love them. They're always going to be there. They're your family. But sometimes your family does not understand you. They think in a very different dimension. They're somewhere else, but you love them. But that doesn't mean that you're stuck to them. Your tribe is the 5 people that are going to help you excel and become better, that are going to think like you, that you can go to when things are turbulent with your family. Find that tribe. And be selective of the tribe.
And knowing that it's okay to have people outside of your family circle.
Family, yes. And that's a big one too, because sometimes once you have this family cycle,
You feel guilty.
or family members can be possessive.
Mhm.
So that's another one. And your tribe is that
Your support
people
system and your, yeah.
that's going to help you excel. And the thing is, be selective of the tribe. By that I mean don't select the tribe that you like to party with or go do crazy things with, because that's just a state.
I learned that now as more as like hitting my late 20s, early 30s, where yes, you party people that I like to hang out with is a lot of fun.
I love you. Yes. For that
but,
moment.
but some of us do need to kind of just,
And it's fun, and it's perfect. And the other thing that I'm gonna jump into really quick, one of my clients sent me a track where he's like mixing music and he's like down into techno. That thing uplifted me like you guys have no idea, and it made me realize, like, Brenda, all you do is work, 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 work. And it's like that track made me want to go out to a club or to a pub and have some good times. So it's not bad to have a good time. It's just there's a place and a time. So that's what I wanted
Not
to
every
touch
day.
on. Not every day, because you're not gonna get anywhere. But that's super important, being around people that are in your element and that are gonna help you move and become better. So yeah, that's
Plus, I think we all are energy in one shape or form or another. We are energy, and a lot of the times, sometimes there's different energies, and there's times where you have told me, "Oh, I can't, not today."
Oh,
Your
yeah,
energy's
guys,
not
and
good.
it's okay to have a day like that though.
and then being okay with telling like your people, like, hey, like right now I cannot deal with you. You're in a state where you're like bothering my personal aura and spirit, and it'd be like, collect yourself.
It's like when
okay.
you're constantly, like me in my past employer, I was constantly coming in super happy, and just, that one day I came in just not smiling, and that the whole world was like, B, what's wrong? B, are you okay? And it's like, I just need my space today. It's okay to have a bad day.
It's one of those days.
But if there's a person that I met many years ago when I must have been like 17, I used to work at a call center, and the advice was, if you're having a hard time at home, put on some music that you like on your way to work or wherever it is, school, class, wherever you're going, and just bump that music, and it should change your vibration or your energy, and always leave that negativity outside that door. As soon as you enter that door for work or school, like, you need to be that other person. But again, it's also okay where.
And it's true, shifting paradigm.
And
So
it helps.
Also, girls, like when
So,
it comes
happiness.
to shifting paradigm and music, remember everything that we listen to has its own spirit. So I have a bad habit. I listen to parental explicitory music from time to
Same.
time, but I'm also aware that it's just for that moment. And then I indulge with a lot of knowledge, good, positive information, because it does feed your spirit, even though you feel it doesn't, it does. So just be mindful of that too. Okay, so music, it's prone to drinking, partying, drugs, sex, alcohol, and all this good stuff, but it has a great beat. And I love that. So just be mindful. Be careful when you're crossing a certain line.
And no, of course, be mindful and careful. Especially, I think that there comes a point in life and age that you already know. Oh, this type of music is for this, or so on and so forth. But when you're younger, no, I mean, because there's certain music that you tend to listen, and that it's either very aggressive, where maybe it
That is
can
so
bring
true.
out some aggression
There's
out.
some music that I listen to around my kids, and some people are probably like, you let them listen to that. I let them listen to anything that they want, including whatever I play. But there is sometimes where I do keep control of it, because there's some things that I'm like, whoa, dude, you're still underage. You shouldn't listen to this.
Yeah,
Especially my
right.
daughter, because she likes to absorb all sorts of stuff.
Because I used to hear a lot of underground just metal, where it's like, it's like, and people be like, who's that barking or whatever, and it was just like hand banging, like, and sometimes I do listen to it. Well, I'm alone, and I'll just, in the middle of my
I like
living
listening to
room,
rock music in the car.
and just be like, getting that aggression out or whatever. And after that head banging, I'm like, oh dear God,
You end up
my
with the
neck
headache,
hurts.
I'm sure.
Now I don't know why I was angry, but oh dear God, tomorrow
Guys-
my neck is gonna be in pain. But I also, at the same time, I like to hear that, that grind, kind of get your groove on, type of music. And so but you tend to understand and even understand yourself and what mood you are in to know what you would like to hear at that point. But when you're young and you're just being exposed to these type of music and you're acting upon it without realizing that you're probably acting wrong, and then people are using you wrong, then that's where I feel it's the problem.
Guys, and really quick to the audience, if there's any young people out there, don't get fooled by what social media is bringing nowadays. This facade, a person that always keeps growing even after they graduate high school, college. Don't stop growing. Keep studying whatever it is that you want to study. Keep studying. Don't let that fool you, because these characters behind the scenes, they have money, they have an education, they're playing with a facade that is popular, but that's not who they really are. They have all these amazing experiences that sometimes a young person can fall for, so don't be that person. I mean, social media is now part of the future, right? But educate yourselves, keep growing, keep being tenacious.
Speaking of the future and happiness, do you think with the whole AI stuff coming out, we would still be as happy because now we don't have so much to take care of because of that AI being more in control? Or do you think we would be more frustrated or more?
On a personal note, I'm in love with AI. It has made my life easier. I can do a lot of things with AI.
I haven't tried it yet, really.
I have, and it has freed me from time so I can focus on what's important for me and enrich myself and indulge myself with what I need.
Okay, so when I was younger, obviously punctuation, you got a complete sentence and this and that. And then, you hit your teenage years and you start abbreviating things, and you start getting older, continue to abbreviate. Girl, tell me why when I don't know, when I had to write like a small little essay, I couldn't really write that essay because of all the abbreviations. So I'm kind of scared, like using AI at some point, like I'm no longer going to need to write a whole paragraph because it's going to do it for me. Que se me vaya la canica, girl, y no me acuerde how to write a whole
Well, that's the
essay.
thing, like you would have to practice both. So when you're like needing to write that one paragraph, you know how to do it, but also use technology to your advantage so you can save time.
So you think we need control over it?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about it?
I think that it is, like she says, very important, and it does free up time. But you have to also understand that you should also, because now you're allowing this AI almost think for you.
Yeah,
or
that's
do
what
the
I'm saying,
work
girl.
for you. But then you have
Yeah,
to
a mí me
keep
gusta eso,
up.
pues.
Yes, but you have to keep up, because imagine you tell this machine or whatever to write you an essay on skin, different types of skin. Mm-hmm. And then somebody comes, hey Bianca, so I have this type of skin. My sister has this type of skin. What can we do? And then you're like,
Let me ask my AI.
exactly. So then you would now be falling behind. So who actually was advancing the AI? So you need to, yes, it's liberating you from certain tasks, but you're still know what you're commanding that to do.
So I guess it'll bring happiness, but learning how to control
and learning from yourself. Your AI also, like learning what your AI wrote, how it wrote it, when the transition.
At some point,
and then also learning also. Wait, that doesn't sound like me.
See, I'll re-edit my text. I'll just send them, and then once I send it, I'm like, oh, I should have corrected that.
Yeah, it happens.
So yes, but you need to learn also that is this sounding more like somebody else, or is it me?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like, say for instance your teachers, where they would be like, you didn't write this. And you're like, yes, I did.
I was like, I didn't write that.
And they would know, like, this is not your style, this is not your grammar, this is not how you
I wonder
actually
how it's gonna affect
think.
students.
Oh God, I don't know. That I don't know, because I mean it's been forever since I graduated. But that's the
Ah,
thing. That's
we
where
met, didn't we?
parents kick in.
Well, okay, so also you've recently, right now, you've been giving us a lot of like advice on, the water thing and all that. What is, what does your logo mean? What is Talk with Brenda? You know?
So great question. I have two logos right now, guys. One is a self-love personal development coaching, and if you guys see it, it's a heart. It's a very simple heart. It's a heart that's elegant. Why elegant? Because it's simple, but it has that eloquence and simplistic design to it. And half of it's gray, and the other
I have
half
noticed that.
has the colorful spectrum, meaning we all have both sides. Sometimes we feel depressed and gray. We don't feel like doing anything. But once you either meet with somebody, or you have a life coach, or you have an episode in life that really shifted you, and it took you to the other side of the heart with the colorful spectrums. You guys know, if you guys mix colors, then the spectrums, the hues are endless, and you can create, and you can keep evolving, and you can keep doing stuff. But it's okay to have both. It's just a matter of knowing how to come back and forth, and getting the people that can help you to take you to the next level, to the other side when you're feeling down. That's what self-love means, and that's what the logo represents. Now, the other logo that I'm very happy and honored to be part of is Mind Down. Mind Down has been into fruition, guys, for almost 2 years. We have been working on this project for that long, working endless hours. And Mind Down, it's a spiritual, faith-based, andragogic learning where it's 20 coaches around the US that were getting together and changing lives by not only working with the mind and the body, but also with the spirit, and knowing that there's a higher being that's taking care of us, and it's God. And guys, by all means, I'm a sinner saved by grace. I'm not here to come and give me the hits on the chest, but God is very important to me. Without Him, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and staying closer to Him has kept me humbled and more giving, something that I had forgotten about. It's like I was more selfish, like, why should I do that? I mean, she'll attest to you. We were at Starbucks one time. The person in front of us paid for coffee. I was elated. I was so happy. And then she's like, you need to pay for the one on the back. I'm like, no.
You said, what the fuck?
Why? Then that defeats the purpose of me getting the coffee for free. And now it's like, I give if I have it, and sometimes I don't even have it, and I give it.
I found myself doing that too.
So-
That's true. And it feels good.
So
So yes, pay
that's
it
what that
forward,
means.
people.
Yeah, or keep it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, guys, but giving to a nonprofit or a church that you belong to. Do it. So those are the two logos. You guys are going to be seeing more of them. Maybe I'm going to be shifting more towards one, but for right now, that's my world.
And you see, and I'm happy that you brought that about, because yes, a lot of the times it feels, especially I feel women, right? We love to receive gifts.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, especially, when you finally have that ability to give to somebody else, it's so almost like heartwarming, because wow, now you've been receiving, and I feel like I've always been the receiving end, especially in my earlier life, and I would have to be very grateful. Of course, I was very grateful, but the moment that I was able to give and not worry, like, oh, but what about my bills? What about the rent? What about this? That I could actually pay my bills but still give to someone or some organization was just like the best thing ever. I mean, and that brought me a lot of joy, actually, to be able to give somebody or help somebody. And I mean, not to give that dollar to the person that's at the corner, but actually give something to somebody. And God has always provided in that regard, and I've never had fear when I have given that God will not provide for me.
Right, and it's so true. And speaking about that, guys, part of being mind down is every month we're going to be giving to somebody. So if you're in need, please reach out. If you're selected, we will contact you personally, and we will give you the guide, or we'll give you some sort
We
of
get your
support.
application.
So,
Let's get her to sign up.
so yes, guys. So give. That's what Mind Down is all about. Faith-based andragogic learning. We're getting away from the pedagogic learning, and it's somewhere where you feel you belong, and we love you for who you are. And just follow the process, trust the process, and that's what Mind Down's going to be all about.
Guys, right now that I grabbed my phone, I forgot what I was doing, but I just remembered. We were talking about energy and like how like you can feel it. I can't find this stupid TikTok video, but there's a TikTok video of a man proving how music can take effect on how you feel. And so he has like a piece of paper with white sand on it, or sand or salt. I don't even know what's on it. And I don't know if he connects or what it is, but the vibration from the piano creates these different shapes. The sand just starts jumping up and down, and it just moves in a certain shape, and then he changes to like a violin thing or something, and then again like the shapes are completely different. And I thought that was so cool to actually visibly see that. So when my daughter has to do her science project, I think I'm going to do something similar to that, because I thought it was so interesting to actually see that.
Yes, and that's good, because back to the music that I tell you that I like to sometimes listen to, that one only just jumps. So that means like it's very, very aggressive type of music. And like I tell you, that when I feel that part of me that needs that aggression to get out is when I do listen to that. But if I'm more of a, trying to get, say, for instance, cooking, or maybe trying to meditate, then it's something
it's a whole
totally
different music.
of course.
I wish I can find it, you guys. It was so cool. And I saved it. So
I've seen that with water.
I've seen it with water and also the sand, how she mentioned, but it's very interesting. And it goes back to Dr. What is his name?
Joe?
No. It's an Oriental doctor.
Oh, the one that did
Doctor
the experiment.
with the water. Dr.
Oh my God, that's gonna be so bad. We'll edit that part.
Okay, so anywho, this doctor actually did a science project where he put feelings, emotions into water. And he would say, there was
I saw that.
Yes. So it was one, he would just be like love and put all these great emotions and, ooh, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And he labeled it love. And the other one, it was where all the ugly emotions, like I hate you, you're ugly, blah, all these bad emotions, and he labeled it anger or hate. And each one was so different. One was, the hate was just like almost mud, like it was dark. You know how mildew starts on, especially like a liquid? Compared to the one with love, it actually made like the snowflake crystals. And each crystals he tested was very different from one another. And he also got water from water where monks prayed on, and that was very different.
Oh, wow.
So he tested different type of emotions, and each emotion was very different to one another. But the hate was just hate.
So question, before we conclude this episode, I want for us to share with our audience, why are girls doing this? Like, what's the point of your channel? What do you think, in your personal opinions? Like, what would you like to share with our audience, and why? What's the why of this?
And I'm happy that you asked that question, because especially from somebody, a 50-year-old, and that's trying to, still stay active, still stay moving. Because there comes a point in life where you're just, all of a sudden you woke up and you're like, oh dear God, please somebody come and peel me off. and everything hurts, but having that motivation to get up and do something, not for anybody, because there comes a moment where you're doing it mostly for you, because the kids are already grown, there's nobody else in life, so you're doing it for yourself. And sometimes that's the hardest, to do something for yourself.
That is so true.
You're alone, you don't have to go out, you don't have to do anything.
But then you hit depression mode.
Yes, exactly. So you tend to be like, why do I have to put on any makeup? Why even do my hair? Why do this? Why do that? No, that's the moment you should say, you know why? Because I deserve that. I am important. And that's the hardest thing to do, because we tend to do everything for everybody else. When we had the kids, we would wake up in the middle of the night to take care of the baby, breastfeed them, burp them, clean them, all these things. The kid has a fever. Oh dear God, you were there with the NyQuil every hour, checking that they're okay, that the fever went down. And then they turn into teenagers, looking out the door. Has he come by? Oh my God, I hope that nothing happens to them. And there you are, praying for your kid. And then comes the age where they're gone. And then you're like, what's left?
It's motivation.
So that's my channel would be more of that, motivating your own self, getting yourself to do things, but for you, because there's nothing else. The kids are gone. But not forever, because they come back to ask for things like, I crashed my car.
Yeah, or I lost my job.
I lost my job. Can I move in with you? So yes, you're still there. As a mother, you'll never end that job. I mean, I think to my dying day, if my kid ever needs anything, I'll always be there, in a heartbeat, no matter what. But you need to do things now for you. You need to fix yourself for you, to feel alive, to feel that energy thriving through you, and because life is still hasn't stopped. There's so many things to do out there, so many new adventures, new creations to meet and to reach.
That's true.
Love it. What about you?
Me, because why not? I feel like, I know at first we were kind of thinking like, would we have the audience? Would we not? And I think there's enough people for everyone, especially if you're either doing like a podcast or in the service industry. There's always somebody who's going to believe in you. And so I just think whenever we get together, we have some pretty cool conversations that I think it's really cool that we can now record them and share with everyone. So why not?
I love that. For me, oh my goodness, guys. For me, because if you can learn one thing from each video you see, we all have different paths and we had a lot of journeys. And if that can help you save some time, effort, money from you making the same mistakes and being able to find your formula in a shorter period of time, that is my legacy. I have done my job in this earth. And I was so fixated to leave the legacy to the family, right? But like I just mentioned before, your family might not think like you. They might not see eye to eye where you're at, but maybe somebody else can. And if doing this videos will take you to that level, I will be super thrilled. And all the hard work and dedication that I have done, it's not going unseen. That's the reason why I'm doing this project and working with these two amazing ladies. I couldn't have asked for more, because like I say,
I think we balance each other out.
I feel the connection. There's the balance, yes. And trust me, I don't select just anybody. And it can be the other way. Maybe the other person don't select anybody, but I feel very happy with these connections.
Before we end, who would you say you are within our group?
What do you mean?
Like as in the one who organizes things, the creative?
The neurotic one. I have to say this, it might not seem like it, but I'm very neurotic to the point that I think of all the things that can go wrong. And I can sometimes be the one that, oh shit, there she comes, like, is everything okay? Like, and I put people, maybe I can put them like at nervous, and it's like, it's not about that. It's about, I'm trying to prevent things from going wrong. And I do have that fun side, which I have suppressed
I've seen
for a while. But it's that I'm the neurotic one. Everything has to be like on point or the best of the abilities. But every team needs that person, and I'm also the lion, the organized person. I like organization. That's what I feel I am for this team. And nonetheless, please put me in my place if I ever get out of hand. Because
And you?
me, I would probably say I've never really thought I was the creative one, but I think since last time you mentioned that, I guess, you know, like kind of putting things, like coming up with an idea and then you guys just kind of add on to
can I
it.
share with that?
Yeah.
Because, oh my goodness, on our second event, or the first one too, but the second one, B's like, oh my God, I want to make these drinks. They're so fancy. No, that was the first event. Like, I want to
Oh,
these
yeah.
drinks, and in my mind, I'm like, that is so complicated. We have to go get the raspberries. We have to put the drink together. I'm like,
Or the
no.
cheesecake for the
And
second
then
one.
for the second one,
Which it was a hit. It was a hit.
Guys, yes, and for the second one, it was the cheesecakes. They were so fancy and well put together, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's gonna take. I'm not gonna sleep doing. I'm like, fine, B, if you're gonna do them.
And she did say, you know what, B, if you're gonna you're gonna take that task by all means. And I did. And they were really good.
I guess who ate 3 of them? Yours truly.
And I think I'm the lively one, the one that's just like, who cares?
I love that though. Because sometimes, you know, how you say you need to have things like a certain way, and I've noticed that she kind of balances you out. Obviously, you guys have known each other a lot longer, and I've noticed that sometimes she'll tell you something like, girl, like, it's fine. And you kind of just like, she's right. She's freaking right.
So she takes action, like being like very happy and actually doing it. For me, guys, I have to like really align the stars and plan it out. And sometimes you just have to go do it.
And I guess that's where the vibing sun comes from.
And you're not scared.
Yes, so I'm more of like, you know what, I'm just going to jump at it. And if I land, I land. And if I don't, well, I learn how not to do that one. So I've done that, and believe me, I've learned a lot of things. Especially, you know, I had my share of broken ankles, broken everything, but I've learned to enjoy life and you know, lick my wounds and keep on going.
I prevent the wounds, guys. I prevent them.
And if you guys can, will they be able to leave a comment or something?
Yes,
please. So if you guys can, I would actually like to know who you think you are if you've seen that movie Inside Out, and see, you know, what character you fall under.
And also, if you want, leave a comment of what you would like to listen or what you would like to see for next time, or emoji with a little heart for love.
Don't forget
Or
to subscribe.
sun for sun.
Or how do the little kids do it now? Subscribe and like, or I don't know. My
Subscribe,
like,
like,
subscribe.
Like, PayPal
Give us
us,
little
give us
fun.
fun. I'm just kidding. Guys, also, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. If the video is not to your liking, skip it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have enough negativity in the world, and we're truly like speaking to you guys from our hearts, not only from our mouths. So just be respectful. If there's nothing nice to say, go ahead and skip it, or don't make the comment, or vomit it and then delete it. Now,
There you go. Now you can practice.
Now, constructive criticism can be something else. If there's something that we might tweak here and there, we're open for that, but nothing with curse words, nothing that's going to be really, really aggressive. We don't need that. Nobody needs that.
No.
And
Thank you so very
this
much,
concludes
guys.
this episode of Vibing Sun,
Skin Essentials.
Self-love, and mind down.
And mind down.
EQ over IQ, guys. Your accolades are important, but not as important as your human intellect.
Don't forget to wear your SPF.
Oh, yes, yeah.